Hi everyone, Teddy here.
And I'm Courtney, and today we're going to be taking a look at 12 designer spring fragrances. Teddy put together a list, and we're going to kind of go through them one by one. It's a little experimentation today.
Yeah, you haven't smelled all of these. Some of these I am big fans of. They've been in my collection for a while. Other ones not as much so.
Looking at them, I can tell I haven't smelled some of those.
So this will be good. So we'll get initial reactions. Then at the end, you'll rank maybe your favorite, least favorite. This is a longer list, so maybe we do top two, bottom two. Maybe that's the better way of doing it. So we'll go one by one. These are just different designer fragrances from the spring perspective. So let's begin with number one. All right, so for number one here.
Oh, that's an interesting bottle.
This is Cartier Declaration Soir.
Pretty.
You like it off the top?
Yeah, I like it.
So to me, this is probably one of the more sophisticated designer fragrances that I can think of from the spring perspective. Really what this does well for me, this has a prominent rose note. Rose can come off very cheap, and I think you probably agree with that, correct?
I normally don't like rose because it does come off very artificial, but I really like that one.
So strong rose note. This is also gonna have black pepper off the top as well. So you're getting, really when I spray this on like skin, I feel a bit more of an elevated, sophisticated, from at least a designer perspective. And then as it dries down, you get more of this spicy, woody back as it kind of goes away and you spend some more time on the skin. So
yeah, I like it. I don't think I've ever smelled this one before, so.
Probably not.
But yeah, I like that one a lot. It's pretty and it smells very classy. I feel like, is that for men?
It is for men, but this is totally unisex.
I could easily wear that too.
100%.
Yep.
I know guys sometimes get scared by the rose. I don't think they need to be.
I don't think so at all. I think it's very classy, sophisticated. Nice gentlemen will wear that.
A little more mature, I would say, compared to the some of the other ones that are gonna be on this list, but still really solid. So number one from Cartier. Ready for number two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Too many of these, oh my goodness. All right.
It's interesting. Has something very prominent right off the top. I can't tell what it is.
So what I would say this one is, so this is Bulgari Wood Neroli. Now, they are, with some synthetic kind of compounds and composition, able to get that Neroli note that you're smelling.
This is obviously it's in the title. That's probably what I'm smelling.
Yes, but I actually think really what I get here is kind of a blast of citrus, and you get this floral musk off the top, and then the wood starts to appear as it dries down, so you get like the cedar, the musky elements, and what's going on from that perspective. But if you're familiar with Dunhill Icon, how I would say is this is a less airy version of that.
Okay.
And has more woods, as you probably would suspect from the name.
Yeah.
But
I don't smell the woods right off the bat, but I'm assuming when it dries down, you said it comes out a little bit more.
Probably getting more bergamot, maybe getting some like orange blossom, and then that kind of Neroli synthetic.
Definitely.
But when I say synthetic, I'm just saying that just because that's how they're able to achieve this in a fragrance of this.
Yeah, okay. I'm indifferent about that one. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
There are other things out there that do similar things to this, which honestly we'll even see on this list here today.
Okay.
But okay, so lukewarm on that one.
Yeah.
Number three, here we go. Number three. I'm not gonna even let you guys see what I'm doing here now.
Oh, he's secret. I smelled this one before.
Probably have. Well, this is actually Montblanc Explorer. So have you smelled this one?
I thought.
Yeah, I probably have. It's a very popular.
Pretty popular, yeah.
It is.
I like this one though, to be honest with you.
You like that one?
I like it. Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, you can take. No, you can take it. I mean, so what a lot of people say about this one.
Pineapple.
So very interesting. I was looking at the note breakdown. They didn't have pineapple in there, but I actually smell that too.
Really?
It's more of a bergamot ambroxan, and I'm wondering if just the ambroxan and just that type of wave that you usually get, because ambroxan's kind of it is a sweet type of complexion when it's formed with a lot of citrus, so maybe that's what you're smelling. I get that too. So a lot of citruses, woods, ambroxan note, bergamot off the top, and then it kind of just dries down. A lot of people say this smells like Creed Aventus, and I actually can see where they're going from. I even get that more initially. A lot of people say like that Club de Nuit.
No, I think this one smells way more like Creed than that other one.
I think so. This one I get more Creed off the opening. If you get a Creed batch or Aventus batch off, that's a little bit more on the citrus side rather than the birch side. So if you're going for something like that, and that's kind of where you have more affinity to the Creed Aventus line, this is where I would say you feel more similarities off the top.
Off the top. Off the dry down, I would say the other one.
Probably, if I had to just classify it to a really simple term. It is synthetic. It can maybe put some people off, but...
So, I like it. It's nice. Great, safe scent. I think you could wear that at the gym. It's nice and refreshing, so...
More youthful, too.
Yeah.
So I'd say this is for the younger guys. Some of the other ones that we looked at, maybe a little bit more mature. This one, safe. I think mass appealing for that type of younger guy that wants to just feel comfortable and that kind of has that sporty fragrance, because this one certainly has it. Next up. I like how I'm hiding it from them, though, too.
I know.
My lap is about to smell real nice.
You have smelled like this before. You've had this for a while, haven't you?
I've had this for a very long time. This is Givenchy Gentleman Only.
I like it.
Now, if I had to describe this fragrance, it smells like a shower gel, which
It does.
which is good or maybe bad.
But it smells like a clean guy. Like, and sometimes that's just the vibe that you want. You don't want to go crazy. You want to smell like you just got out of the shower. The girl goes in for the hug. She's like, oh, this is a clean man.
It's got this kind of pepper, woods, and it's really ultra masculine, you know? But
Yes.
it smells like a shower gel. Like when I think of like what a natural body wash is from a contemporary perspective, more sophisticated than
Like
that.
a Dove body wash.
Yeah, so you got, I mean, maybe that's not the best way of going about it, but this is a safe, leaning more youthful as well. If you're familiar with the just gentleman line and, you know, from this brand, you might be, you know, familiar a little bit with this DNA. This is not the typical DNA though. This is a twist, more modern, and, you know, I think probably youthful as well. So best suited for this spring. You like it though?
Safe, not gonna lie, I think it smells good.
Yeah.
I think you can't go wrong with smelling clean.
Inoffensive as can be, which good and potentially bad.
If you're looking for something unique, maybe not the one for you, but if you want a really safe, simple fragrance, I think that's a good one.
All right, next up.
Pepper. Very peppery. I feel like I just stuck my nose and...
So, somewhat.
Okay.
Now, this is Issey Miyake Le Bleu pour Homme. Now, what I would say is this actually probably best belonged in a previous video. And there's going to be some other ones that are going to be similar in this character, but I'd say this has some fougere elements. Barbershop, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of got that spicy kind of ness to it. So you have cypress, rosemary, cedar, so you get the woods. Also getting a blast of lime. You have patchouli in here and lavender.
Yeah.
I mean, those are some fougere classic barbershop elements, but with a kind of a twist. Now you see this blue bottle. You think something a little bit different. I don't get this aquatic kind of marine style fragrance that a blue bottle typically gives off.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about that one.
Indifferent?
Yeah.
And we also recorded a video, and I'd recommend you guys checking it out, looking at some barbershop fragrances. There's shared elements here that I would say with some of those. You know, you talk about lavender, you're talking about kind of the lime and kind of the woody nature.
Definitely.
So,
But a lot of those style fragrances work perfectly for the springtime, just because of the vibe they get off, you know. Yeah, okay.
okay, not crazy about it. All right, next up here. I'm not going to surprise you with this one. Courtney is familiar with this one.
Yeah, and I love it so much. It's my nighttime, bedtime, perfect scent. The Dreamer.
Yep, Versace The Dreamer. So this is a newer bottle. So, you know, post the reformulation of this one. So the note breakdown's a little bit different, but tobacco floral. That's really what this one is.
Yep.
You get iris, and also just, I get a lot of floral. It's kind of sleepy, powdery, mysterious. It does turn into more of a amber tobacco as it dries down. So I get what you're saying with the sleepiness with it. It kind of does have that almost like lavender effect with just how this is all composed.
It's really pretty. I like that one a lot.
It's simple too.
Very.
And I think that's what works. Sometimes when you're dealing with these more attainable, affordable fragrances, added complexity, it just makes it come off overly synthetic.
It can be a bad thing.
It could be a very bad thing. This is simple, linear in its approach in some ways. You have like one turn as it starts to dry down. I think the dry down is the way to go with this. So not the greatest in terms of the performance department, but certainly good for spring. You're a fan of it.
I love that one. So Courtney approved.
All right, The Dreamer. Okay, I've been trying to do new fragrances, but this one has been one that you have smelled certainly, and we have featured on the channel before, so it's not going to be a surprise as much, but I'm a fan of it, and I think it's certainly appropriate for this time of year.
It's nice and sporty.
Encre Noire. Sport. Way to use sport. It's like you actually knew what this was. This one, I would say, for somewhat more of a mature, if you like Encre Noire, which that's not everybody by any means, and you want something that's more watered down in a way, almost like it's not as just woody or dense. This is kind of light. It's more airy compared to that. You have, in addition to the typical types of notes and breakdown with the woody vetiver, you have cypress here, but it also has grapefruit, other watery notes, bergamot. So you get that citrus off the top that I think helps it give it that more wearable nature and isn't going to be as dense as the typical Lalique Encre Noire. So
I like it. It reminds me of a guy that like lives in Florida, walking around with a polo shirt on, going for his morning walk.
This does have more of a tropical feel to it. I don't know what it is, but there is something about this that kind of reminds me of like a Santal 33 in a way.
A little bit, I do get that, yeah.
Because that one's more like sandalwood and denser on the woods.
I can see why you say that, yeah.
It just seems like a similar vibe, but except more sporty, a little bit more of an aquatic type of tone to it, but Encre Noire Sport. I do like this one. This is very nice. I'm actually wearing this right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Let me smell your wrist.
Okay.
Let me smell it on your skin. Oh, the dry down's nice too. I like it.
It's not the greatest in performance department. I mean, I get like...
It's faint. Did you put it on this morning?
I mean, I put it on like the afternoon, so it's
Okay.
like 5-6 hours of performance on my skin, so I wouldn't say it's that strong.
It
But
smells nice though, what is left of it.
yeah, Encre Noire Sport.
Next.
This one. Courtney said she's having fun before we started moving to this next one here.
I am having fun.
I want to see if the fun remains, because this is the one that I don't know if you're going to be as big on.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Okay. Well,
You knew it.
yes, I wanted to throw in the whole point of this list is more modern stuff, going with some classics, gotta have a mix here. This is Dior Sauvage Extreme.
It smells
So
like basil.
it does have like some...
Like herbs. It smells
yeah.
like my mom grows herbs for cooking, and it smells like her little herb garden.
Yeah, you have basil in here, lemon, lavender, rosemary. Oak moss is probably... I think that could be it. Now,
Maybe that's what
I
I'm going.
don't think this is getting nuked as much as some other IFRA regulated fragrances that have oak moss. There are probably people that have smelled the original formulation and can speak to that even more. I don't have that background in terms of smelling this like long ago, but not as bad as something like Polo Green.
Horrible.
Like that to me just got destroyed because oak moss was so much a part of the DNA.
Yeah.
This is a little bit different. I think you also get some, general fougere vibes with this. It's kind of getting there.
It's a little mature too, yeah.
It's no question mature. I think it holds up pretty well.
I don't think it smells that dated though, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not getting super dated.
Certain type of guy though, right, that wears this.
Yes, very much so, yeah.
Wouldn't necessarily hate it if it's for the right guy, but it's just like...
And even, I don't hate it, I just don't like it.
Okay.
Like, I would never pick that for you.
Okay.
You know?
All right, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
like
not gonna hide this from anybody. Everybody knows what this is.
Yeah. And I know I like this one.
Okay.
Yep.
Prada L'Homme, Iris. I mean, this is floral as can be.
Oh, this is spring all over it.
This is soapy. I get mostly just floral, just blast. I get that iris and amber violet. Like that to me is kind of what I get.
Floral soap. But I love it. I think it smells amazing.
Yeah, iris, geranium, violet.
It's very pretty.
Hot take on this one. I've just never been wowed by this fragrance.
Really?
I blind bought this a few years ago, and I was like,
Yeah.
Just never reached. I never reached for it. It's just too safe for me.
Yeah.
If I had to pick probably one of my least favorites on the list today, it'd probably be this one. People are gonna be mad at me for saying that because I know people love this thing. It still should be in this list because at the end of the day, it really comes down to, I think you want to have flexibility. You're looking for the springtime. This is, I think, one of the poster children of the spring fragrance genre from a designer perspective. So it has to be on a list like this. But, it's just almost too safe for me. I would never kind of reach for this one.
I get it. I like it though, so.
But you're the one supposed to be reacting to this. People don't probably care about what I think of it, so they probably care more about what you think of it.
I like it, so.
So my opinion doesn't matter. Next one here. No surprises on what this one is for you because we have covered this. You have smelled this before.
I have. And I like it.
Best smelling thermos in the game.
Yep.
Dunhill Icon.
Heavy duty bottle.
It's so funny because if you look upside down, you just realize how little of it is actually containing fluid. But
You just get totally bamboozled.
So, as mentioning earlier, now this is kind of the same type of just approach as this in a way with Neroli. But what I would say is the difference is this is kind of more lifted, airy. It's got more pepper off the top, so it relies more on this neroli pepper sweetness with some bergamot. This is more just dense with the woods as it dries down. This has that, but a little bit more graceful and sophisticated and not as forced.
Yes.
I just like this. It is synthetic, no question about it, but fresh and spicy, still has some brightness to it. A lot of people hype this thing up, but I kind of agree with it.
I like it a lot, and I prefer it over that one. And we actually did an entire video about fragrances that smell more expensive than they are, and that one was on it, and I think it really holds up. It definitely smells more elevated than it is.
It's nice for the price. I mean, it's not, I don't want to say it's like niche quality or anything like that.
No,
but
no.
It's still very solid. And I like how it has a different approach compared to many, I would say, popular designer fragrances.
I like it.
Next one.
Orange, grapefruit, citrus.
Yes.
I like
This
it.
is Terre d'Hermès.
That was pretty popular, right?
It is. This is the EDT formulation, concentration, I should say. This is what I would say is one of, it's kind of that gateway into that elevated designer.
Yeah.
More sophisticated. It's got vetiver, it's got patchouli, cedar. It's just kind of a mix of orange, citrus. I get crazy amounts of orange off the top of this thing.
So, yeah.
So I have Red Vetiver by Montal, which has a lot of similar characteristics as this. I think that was the first fragrance I ever mentioned on this channel. I like this DNA. The citrus is a lot to handle. Like the orange is almost too much in some ways, but
I like it.
It dries down though, and I like the dry down of this. It's very linear. It kind of, the only thing that happens really that I get as it dries down is more of just the woody nature of this kind of becoming more of a fixture, and the orange and the fragility of that note kind of just subsides pretty quickly. So It's only really stark at the top.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty.
You're a fan? Okay. We're getting close. We got to decide pretty soon, so get ready.
We have one more.
I believe so.
Okay, last one.
Ready for our last one? This is also one that...
I do know this one.
You do know this one?
Yep, Barbershop.
Tom Ford, Beau de Jour.
In comparison to actually a lot of the other ones, I don't like this one as much. I liked it a lot on the barbershop list compared to the other barbershops. But when we're talking about spring fragrances...
Yeah, I think it still applies because it still has that fresh nature to it. It certainly applies to this type of environment and what we're going for here for a video. Lavender, patchouli, rosemary, oak moss, mint.
Yeah.
It's just kind of got that classic aromatic fougere barbershop DNA. Not as dated as some other barbershops out there, as we mentioned in that one video, so I'd recommend checking that out. There's a lot of carryover, I think, with some of the characteristics that work in the springtime versus also what works in that type of classic fougere. I think that's just really where I'd say them, they really make the most sense in some ways during that time of year. But yeah, I remember putting this on in Sephora one day,
And then you were obsessed with it.
I had to find something to do when I'm in Sephora when you're looking around at stuff, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back over here.
Every time we walk in, he just bolts straight to the fragrances.
Just go right back there. There's nothing else in here for me. I am here for this. I remember, and so I got really familiar with this one. And I remember just like, just wear it out, and I just started really liking this one. And it's of the non-private line, the private label line for Tom Ford. I really like this one. This is probably one of my favorite ones that he produces.
Yeah, it's clean, it's fresh, it smells like shaving cream, it's good.
Tom Ford, Beau de Jour. All right, guys, now I know we're struggling to put all these in frame, but Courtney, favorite, least favorite, should we both do it or should you just do it? I don't know if people care about my opinion. Do you guys care about me? Leave a comment down below. Okay, I'll let you go and just pick your two least favorite to start.
Okay, let's pick two.
Yes, two, because it's a long list.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this one, just because I wasn't really a fan. It smells very mature to me. Yeah, you could kind of tell I didn't really like that one that much. And then probably this one. I didn't hate it. I just didn't really care for it that much, to be honest.
Just didn't jump out at you?
No, and it's just not my vibe, really. Yeah. And again, don't hate it. Doesn't smell bad. If you wore this, you wouldn't smell horrible, but just not me.
Okay, that makes sense. Those are kind of more mature. They have some fougere elements, which sometimes can be very hit or miss for you. That's kind of why I crafted that one list. Two favorites now. What are your two favorites?
Probably The Dreamer. I always love this one. It just really reminds me of bedtime, which is my favorite time of the day. So I feel like that's why I gravitate towards it. And then probably this one.
Hermès.
Yeah. I really liked that one a lot.
It has vetiver. It's like a vetiver fragrance.
Which is crazy because I normally despise vetiver. I think that's why I don't like some of the classic fragrances. But this one, the orange, I think just gets me. I love that scent. So very pretty. I liked it a lot. But honestly, I liked a lot of the ones on this list. I also really liked this one.
Cartier.
This one. This one. Actually, I like pretty much all the rest of them besides these two.
Okay. All right. Should I do it?
What about you? Yeah.
Favorite, least favorite?
Yep.
Let's do least favorite first.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay. We're on the same page here.
I agree with you on that one. It smells a little dated.
Yeah.
I'm a little I'm lukewarm on the Issey Miyake.
Okay.
There's like
I know which one you're
There's like 4 on the list that I think are like 4 or 5 that kind of are very elevated towards the top.
Yeah.
And then there's like some other ones I'm just like, eh. You know, to be honest,
I know.
I was kind of strong about this. It's just boring. It's just boring,
You're
soapy,
boring.
clean. Whatever, I'm a boring guy.
I'm kidding.
You know, something about Prada L'Homme, it just feels very just overdone. And I think maybe it's just because I see it everywhere. But also the fragrance just like, I just think it's hyped. It's just really hyped. It's good. It's good.
Do a lot of people post about it?
Probably. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they mention it all the time. Prada makes very nice fragrances. This is not a bad fragrance. But not bad, just I don't know if it's worth the hype for me.
Okay.
My two favorites.
I don't know what you're going to say at all. Really?
Encre Noire Sport. Yes, I like this one. I don't know what it is. I just like it. It's just, vetiver. It's got kind of more of a kind of watery, marine aquatic type of vibe to it too. So that two mixing things. I like marine fragrances. Yeah. I like woody fragrances. It's got 2 things that I like. I'm going to pick that as one of my 2.
I do like that one a lot as well.
Not going to be probably a comp. It's just safe. So just have the right mentality. And now I have like 3 other ones that I'm looking at.
Are you between this one?
Dunhill, Beau de Jour.
I knew it. Or that one.
No.
Or Cartier.
Cartier's just not for me.
Okay.
I'm going to go Dunhill. Dunhill Icon.
You love that one.
I really do like Dunhill Icon. It's just a different designer fragrance compared to what you're normally going to find. I love pepper in fragrances. There's things that I get pink pepper, black pepper. I just like it off the top. It just kind of creates a more masculine tone. And they do that with fusing something like a neroli, kind of sweet citrus that makes it kind of a good combination of some spicy bitterness with also kind of just some sweetness and kind of creaminess to it that I really like. It's bright, but also has some vividness to it. So these would be my 2 picks.
All right.
2 least favorite. People are going to probably argue with me. They're probably going to see my picks and be like, yeah, we actually don't care what Teddy has to say, but whatever. Guys, if you liked our list, let us know. Give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe as well. What would be your 2 favorite fragrances and 2 least favorite fragrances? Do you agree with any of our opinions? Do you disagree? But I think at the end of the day, there's a reason why all of these are just picked. And it's because I think they are still really good choices for the right type of individual. So I'd love to see your comments down below about what is your favorite.
Well, guys, thank you again so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.